have the first hurricane for the 2018 Atlantic season. Beryl has been obviously upgraded to a hurricane this morning, and basically Dominica is bracing for the effects of Beryl, as will most of the Leeward Islands. Down here in Trinidad and Tobago, we are not under any hurricane watch or warning, but the Meteorological Service has issued an adverse weather warning with the fact that Beryl's presence nearby will likely cause some gusty winds and street or flash flooding, as you could possibly get the ITCZ, the Intertropical Convergence Zone, coming over us. So that's the reason why you should be mindful of the possibility of those heavier bursts causing street or flash flooding. So be mindful of the impacts that we could be seeing from the flooding, so be prepared, as you should be during this wet and hurricane season. Now here is Beryl. It is set to probably slightly strengthen as you go through the weekend, but as you head towards the northern Leeward Islands, could be encountering some strong wind shear here, so it may well be degraded. But regardless of that, as it makes its way across the island chain, particularly for Dominica as well as into Martinique and those areas, they'll be watching for the possibility of some heavy showers, also the possibility of flash flooding, mudslides, rough seas, as well as the effects as we go through the next few days. Now for Dominica and Martinique, Dominica is currently under a hurricane watch. Martinique will be also under those watches, and we go upgraded to warnings as we go through late on Saturday and into Sunday, with the impacts expected late on Sunday and going into Monday. And you can see here the risk as it extends into the Dominican Republic and Haiti as you go into early next week. Now for us here in Trinidad and Tobago, again, we are not under a tropical storm watch or any hurricane watch or warning, but obviously with the effects of a Beryl, there's possibility of some heavy showers coming through. Street or flash flooding is likely, so be mindful about that in those heavier showers, especially towards the first part of your morning through Saturday and down towards the Trinidad as well. After midnight, you'll see that thicker cloud pushing through. Those thundery downpours rumbling across the northern range into central areas and possibly down towards the south as well. So for Arima, out towards Valencia, in to Piarco and Sandy Grande, all of those clouds and showers will be running across there. There will be some brightening up as you go through the afternoon with some Saharan haze as well, but overall you'll notice a lot of cloudiness as you go through your Saturday. Down towards central and southern areas, Rio Claro and San Fernando will likely see some of that lightning flashing, as well as hear those rumbles into San Fernando down towards Guaraguari and Moruga. Also some showery spells as you go through your afternoon. Temperature wise, looking at a mild night, 24 degrees Celsius under the clouds, 31 is expected the high in Trinidad and 30 in Tobago. On Sunday, we could be seeing a slight break, especially for Tobago, and then on Monday we'll see the tail end of some of that moisture from the ITCZ also pushing through, so we could be seeing some thundery downpours for Trinidad through Monday as well. Heading offshore, gusty winds, whitecaps, sea spray 2.5 meters out in the Atlantic, choppy at times, so be mindful about that, with those easterly swells remaining short at 8 seconds. Now obviously we've been talking about the Caribbean, and the Lesser Antilles are bracing for that passage of Beryl, especially for Dominica and Martinique. Out towards the Greater Antilles, it's mostly settled. Hazy conditions persist. There's still a lot of Saharan dust in the air, but as I said, for Santo Domingo, they'll be watching the passage of Beryl quite closely, with the possible effects of Beryl as we go into early next week for Hispaniola. And for the Lesser Antilles, especially for Leeward Islands, Dominica, as well as St. Lucia, hazy for Saturday, but this will quickly change as they go through their Sunday, with a Beryl bearing down on them, with the possibility of still some hurricane force winds and also street or flash flooding, and also the rip currents and the storm surge for those Leeward Islands as they go through the weekend. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.